to Escape Reality Star Wars Talk. I'm your host, Caleb.
Hi, I'm Seth. I talk Star Wars with this man. I'm glad we figured out the intro a long time ago.
Yeah, we kind of just, nailed,
Yeah.
I think episode 1 of season 2, we figured it out.
Yep.
Which is really your first episode, but my 11th episode of the show?
Oh, man.
Because I think we only did 10 episodes of season 1, I want to say. I can't say for certain without looking.
Yeah.
Because season 1 and season 2 had a big gap between happening.
Yeah.
And also a very big change of format. Season 1 was definitely just very similar to the concepts of AMC movie talk, which then became Collider.
Yeah.
With John.
You are correct. This is for mature audiences only.
Yeah.
If you have children, I'm sorry. Despite this being a Star Wars podcast, I swear a bit.
He's watching me update some stuff.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Don't do that to them.
I don't need to do that. They don't need double talk.
They probably already get a little bit of it, but
Yeah, they don't need any more than they already have.
So we normally talk about what we've been up to this week, but we kind of just want to, and also Star Wars news, but there's not really much we've done this week that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And as far as Star Wars news goes, there really isn't any. I tried to find some Star Wars news.
Yeah, you showed it to me, and we were like, this tells us...
This is non-news.
This is an answer, but it's an answer that, to be honest, we'd have been better off without.
Yeah, basically, there's an interview with the vice president of Disney Games. They asked some questions to him about stuff that we've talked about previously on this show, and he basically gives a non-answer where he's like, I answered your question without giving any new information.
Yeah, it's like, those words are technically an answer.
So I was just like, yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
It's just not a very fulfilling one.
It's not news. It's not news at the end of the day. And so, yeah. So, I guess if we want to talk about it a little bit about my week, quick thing is I got a board game.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I got a board game.
You've told me about it.
Yeah, because basically we have a store called Ollie's. It's a discount store. It's a bargain outlet, essentially, where you just find things really cheap. And they had some D&D stuff there. So my mom noticed that. So she got something. She got the character tokens thing for my dad, actually. But let's be real, I'm going to have to teach him how to put it all together and play with that. Because he's played tabletop games with us once. Maybe twice.
I think it's twice.
Because he played the Super Universe playtest, but I think I've also gotten him to play some D&D for a little bit with one of Josh's games. When Josh was doing the it was one of his one of his horror games. It was
that makes sense.
Yeah, and so yeah, and then the other thing was a board game, which is called Warriors of Krynn, which is a tie-in to the Dragonlance setting, which is a tie-in to the Dragonlance book that they released. It's an adventure book, and so the board game is a tie-in to that where you can use both components to play each other, but you don't need to. It's one of those things where you can still play them very much separately from the other. But if you have both and you decide to use both, it can create a very interesting thing. Warriors of Krynn is essentially a battlefield tactics game. So you're basically playing the battles and leading them that the Dragonlance adventure kind of tells you about, but doesn't. Yeah. So that's really about it. Nothing too exciting. I mean, that's why I didn't really feel like talking about this week.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned that you watched some YouTube videos, and that was really...
Yeah.
We can do a quick over, I guess.
It's a quick thing. I despise criminals, which is
really
surprisingly. I was like, here's a fun little thing to look at, how a bunch of serial killers were caught. One of them, and this one is incredibly goofy, is that the serial killer had like a buddy, right? So this friend of his, who is also not a good person and sucks as well,
Yeah.
goes and has a problem, namely that he's got like really bad kleptomania, so he'll just steal shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go. So he goes and he steals something from like an office one day, right?
Yeah.
So he goes and he grabs like a vice from a hardware store and he steals it. And he takes it back with him to like their little hideout, right? And so his friend's like, fuck, okay, fine. I'm gonna go down to the hardware store and pay for this so that nobody comes up here to look for us, right? So he goes down to the hardware store as like the guy at the register is talking to the police.
Mm-hmm.
And the police are, he's like, hey, my buddy stole this. I'm just gonna pay for it, okay? And they're like, oh, can we see your ID just so we know how to talk to you later? And he hands them the ID of one of the murder victims because they've been collecting them. Because, you know, serial killers are weird like that.
Yeah, they have an MO. They usually collect something.
Yeah.
And then
And
I'm
they
gonna guess the
immediately
police,
go,
yeah,
hey, we're going to take you down to the office for questioning.
because we know the names of the people you've killed.
We know this is a missing person. How did you get this? And so, additional, like, I might be mixing them
like
here.
some stories up. Yeah.
Yeah. These guys were real weird. That's a different
Anyways.
case. But, so they go and they take him in. And they go, and before they get the chance to, like, question him or anything, his buddy, who has no idea this is happening, they basically figure out where they've been hiding. Meanwhile, back at the police station, the, like, no, they both killed people. They're both killers. They suck.
Yeah. But like the smart one,
The smart one,
quote unquote,
in big air quotes, is like, fuck, what do I do? And he hangs himself.
Well,
And
this is a trigger warning for anybody.
yeah, trigger warning. I know we're like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, trigger warning for anybody that
Heads up.
like suicide and stuff like that.
And I can only imagine, like, how confused the police are. Like, because this guy comes in, right? And he's like, oh, I'm just here to pay for something.
And it's gone from like 0 to 100.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, one more bad
yeah.
guy gone.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
But anyways, I guess
On a
that's
more lighthearted note.
Yeah.
Now that I've punched you with, like, dark and gritty.
Yeah. But I guess that's what we've been up to this week.
Yeah.
You've been watching YouTube videos, and I've been doing nerd shit.
Yeah.
So, with no real Star Wars news this week, let's kind of jump right into today's topic of the High Republic Phase 2, Volume 2. And spoiler warning, of course.
Yes.
As these will be the last 4 issues of this comic. Yeah, 4. Because it was only an 8-issue run.
Yeah.
So last time we left off, they were all basically heading to Jeddah.
Yep.
So our main character, your favorite Jedi.
Yep. Sav Maligan.
Sav Maligan was undercover as a pirate with the bad pirates that use the Force.
Yes.
Which works out in Sav's favor. Also making friends with one of them.
Yep.
Air quotes.
Big air quotes.
And mainly because she's trying to find Maz, who has been captured. But Maz has basically done like a double move where she's like, I'm in your ship, but I'm not. And then we have Dexter Jetster kind of leading the pirate crew that works for Maz to help also find Maz, and they kind of realize, oh, they're heading to Jeddah. And that's where we left off last time. Now everybody's on Jeddah, and it is the Battle of Jeddah. So it's just all chaos all the time. The riots have already started. There's already a space battle going on. It's chaos. It's utter chaos.
It's bad.
And so Sav and their new friend are basically causing more chaos. Except Sav's trying to make that chaos less.
Yeah.
Because Sav's like, I'm a Jedi. I should be not making this worse.
Yeah.
And so to signal to the pirate hunter who she is and that he can trust her, she gives his hound her lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of her lightsabers, because she has two.
Yeah.
One of her lightsabers, so that way he can go, oh, I know who this is. We're good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the bad pirates also figure out the truth.
They're like, yeah, we kind of figured.
But yeah,
You killed a Jedi.
I'm kind of very quickly brushing over
Yeah.
the plot, but like if there's any minor details you want to throw in, like it's really very like to the point once we hit this volume. This volume is very much action packed and it's kind of just boom 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 boom.
Go.
In a good way. I think we slow
is.
down. I think we slow down a little bit to learn more about Alec,
Yeah.
and we learn more about because my brain thought Knights of the Old Republic because Malik is also called Alec before he becomes Malik, and so like, and the design is very similar, except if Malik had robo legs. Because it's the bald with the tattoos, like the Last Airbender tattoos, which is also Malik. So I just mixed them up for a second there.
And there's Quiet Chan. She's
and
the
that's what I'm
pirate hunter
saying.
is very confused about like why Quiet Chan.
And yeah, this is one of the parts where we slow down a bit and we learn Quiet Chan's background with Alec, a little bit more details, anyways. That Alec like murked some people.
Yeah.
In order to protect Quiet Chan, and has done so ever since. And it's almost a big brother little sister relationship.
Yeah.
And so,
and the pirate hunter
and Alec, or
the pirate hunter and Alec are dating, but we already knew that information.
It gets a little bit.
He gets so confused when Maligan sends him her lightsaber. He's like, "What does this mean? Why did she do this? I'm confused."
Yeah, at first, he is not the brightest.
No.
There's a reason why he has yet to capture his pirates, and we're learning why. He's not the smartest. Also, he kind of lets them go on purpose.
Yeah.
Because of his feelings for Alec.
Yep. Do not forget Therm Scissor Punch being hyped up.
Yeah, Therm kicks some ass in this one. Because Therm, they're like, why are you called that when you never really like do anything? And then like we see him like, buddy goes for it. He earned his name.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to be cool because I had a fucking cool name like Therm Scissor Punch.
But now he is actually cool because he like. He earned his name. He basically was like, I'm gonna actually scissor punch some motherfuckers.
The lobster punches.
Rock lobster!
Yeah. It's just crazy.
But yeah, so, we find out that this is all a decoy, like a big decoy, and that the pirates, it turns out that...
Don't care about Jeddah,
and they're actually back on their way back to Takodana, yeah.
Yep.
Because they want to take over it. But this is after a bunch of chaos and after Sav and Inya, I think is her name.
I think so.
Inya King. Inya King. The pirate friend of hers.
Yeah.
Which they kind of have some sexual tension going on, by the way.
Yeah.
Like there is something there. But it ain't gonna happen because Inya King finds out the truth and
leaves.
Up and leaves Sav stranded on Jeddah. Thankfully Dexter and them are there to pick her up.
There is an admittedly very hilarious scene right before that to me, where basically what happens is that the guards go and they're on like either an Arami one of the fucking
Arano
Gorn
and
planet.
Aranai.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like,
I think it's
the
Arano.
people. The people.
Oh, yeah.
They're on one of their ships and they're like, "You can't be in here." Bang.
I think it's Arano.
Yeah, and it happens twice. You can't be in here. So anyway, yeah, I'm not sure I should be staying here. How dare you?
Yeah, like Sav is willing to be like, okay, yeah, we'll leave, but they don't want that. They're like, yeah, we're gonna kill you.
And your king does not care.
And then Enya doesn't care. Yeah, Enya's like, sweet murder.
Yep.
Let's go. Which does not end well for the Arano.
No, they have 2 dead guys.
And so like,
And everybody just kind of leave.
so yeah, the chaos of. I mean, it's pretty funny that the pirates use the chaos of Jeddah as a decoy, when literally the Battle of Jeddah is just a big decoy.
Mm.
Like from like even
Everyone is using it as a decoy,
like
except the people who don't know,
yeah.
which I guess is the point.
Yeah, because we also, like we've talked about this, we learned that the Path also used it as a decoy. Yeah. It's just a big, look at this big bad thing that's going on, so you don't look at Donna.
Donna's over here. Please, just give me a break.
We got volcanoes, we got ice gators, we got famines, we got storms.
Just leave us alone, man.
And then the Path lives here, and then the scientists are here making things worse, and then we just destroy ourselves.
Yep. Whoops. Oh, God.
And then phase 3 is like, yeah, nobody's going to live there for the next few hundred years.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
So we're not even going to bother talking about Donna at all.
Yep. I don't know how you repair that.
Yeah. Not within phase 3, anyways.
No.
But yeah, so eventually everybody's like, okay, we need to go to Takodana. They pick up Maz. They got, no. Maz is on Takodana. Maz is captured again, I think, is the situation.
Yeah, she got recaptured in like the middle of the previous one.
Yeah, so they recapture Maz officially, and the main leader of the pirate gang, I'm trying to remember their name.
Is it Ekrik?
Well, I was trying to remember the name of the gang. Ekrik might be his name, yeah. I'm cheating a little bit.
That's perfectly fine.
I
read this earlier this week.
Yeah, same.
And I also don't remember any of the names of anyone else besides...
It's something... I know it has a G.
Dankgrax.
Dankgrax, yes. The Dankgrax. Which is a cool name, it's just I forgot it. It's a cool name for a pirate crew, but I just... But they're also a cult.
Yeah.
Because they also are like... We only accept dark side force uses. And
just use the force to kind of do whatever, I guess.
Yeah. And so they're basically the Nihil, but if they were all force users, and they're like, let's just go raid places and use the force to do it. And
yeah. Oh, also, still a point of contention, but Sav's master is pissing me off.
Oh yeah, because Sav lets them know, hey, we got to go back to Takodana to go deal with this so we can protect the people there. And Sav's Jedi Master's like, yeah, no.
No.
Like, it's basically that simple.
What do you mean?
Like, it's that simple. It's just, yeah, no.
What do you mean, no?
And they don't really get an answer? It's like if I remember correctly, it's basically we don't have the Jedi to do that.
We cannot be involved in lesser squabbles, I think, is the exact wording.
Yeah.
I'm like, you live here, asshole.
And then you got a Jedi temple here.
It's not that hard.
And so, yeah, so they
you guys are like one rowboat away.
So, yeah, they basically hang up on
across a lake. You could get a fucking paddle boat.
And so, with that, she decides to do it anyways.
Yep.
Because Sav is a good Jedi like that, surprisingly. Yeah. Like, Sav is very much I'm going to get the job done, even if it means pissing off my superiors.
Mm-hmm.
Which we learn it's actually a good thing she did that, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Because one of the best cameos ever is. I think I referenced that one of the best cameos was in this, but last time we talked this comic, but I didn't say what it was because I didn't want to spoil it. And
Say it now.
I can say it now, but we'll hold it till the end of this because we aren't there yet. We aren't there in the story yet. But Sav shows up and we get the plot twist that the pirate hunter has now teamed up with the Dankrax.
Yeah. And
has revealed that Sav is a Jedi to the Dankrax.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get this lightsaber battle.
Yeah. It's like, we know.
But now we officially know because we had a traitor tell us.
Yeah.
But then it turns out, no, he's not a traitor. He actually smuggled her lightsaber in on purpose to help her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
So with that, we get a really cool fight.
Yes.
I think it's... And we see, like, the leader of the Dankrax, he's aggressive.
Broken move.
He is aggressive as fuck.
Yeah.
He's
also like, man, the rest of my crew is gone.
That's okay, I don't need
Oh, well, fuck it.
But also there's, like, an invasion going on, because he also has these droid...
He has a lot of enforcer droids built by everyone's favorite droid-making family, the Graphs.
Yeah, because the Graphs like to play all sides.
Yep. Do you have money? We will make robots to make people stay in line.
Which is very unfortunate, because, like, the Graphs end up being a very heroic family later on. Because, like, they're the family that, like, the Star Wars Adventures comics are about, and we highlight them, and then... on top of that, like the tales from Vader's castle is about them as well, and like
they just get involved in things sometimes.
So like, and this is when like in the Tales from Vader's Castle is post Return of the Jedi, which it's about like it's the only Graf member is the girl who is like a member of the rebellion at that point. So like. It's very interesting that they just go, yeah, the Grafs are evil during this time.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say evil.
They're not evil. They're just very opportunistic.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so, with that, I mean... so we get this interesting fight where she's fighting the Enforcer droids, but also fighting the leader of the Dankrax. And then it also then ends up like becoming a triple cross because then the pirate hunter is like, oh yeah, actually I'm with them. Boom and
surprise,
and he tosses like the extra lightsaber to her just in time after like she like loses her lightsaber, and so it becomes a like,
here you go.
You trust me with your lightsaber. Here you go.
And before this all happens, there's a moment after...
Oh, yeah, because he leaves before handing her the lightsaber because he goes to get, like, backup.
Yeah. Not what I was about to talk about.
Okay.
After she called her master on the phone, being like, hey, will you come help us? And her master told her no. Dexter Jester's like, hey, kid, you know none of this is your fault?
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that.
Because it's
Dexter Jester coming in, being a father figure, because Dexter Jester is the best.
He's like, hey, kid, look, Galaxy's a big place. It's not all your fault. Some of these things just happen, and you happen to be here.
I think Dexter Jester is just everybody's dad.
Yeah. Dexter, I fucking cannot stand the amount of accidental things I've come into, Jetster.
But I always, like, adopt Jedi children.
Yeah.
Sav Maligan, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep. Oh, man.
And then go from father figure to, like, best friend.
Yep.
Because, like, that's the Obi-Wan Dexter thing. And I feel that's also where the Sav Dexter goes. Yeah. Okay, Dexter Jester better appear in Phase 3.
He probably will.
I haven't read the new High Republic Adventures comics though. I know the first issue came out, but I doubt it's gonna focus on Sav. I think we're gonna go back to focusing on the our other characters from High Republic Adventures. From Phase 1 with oh, don't tell me. Why am I really forgetting names today?
I think it's because we stayed up last night.
Um,
I want to say Torben Buck, but that's the name of one of their teachers.
mm-hmm. Who
Court Farzala.
Oh, I was about to say another name, but I could
I was going to say Kiev Trennis, but she's not.
That's main High Republic comic.
Yeah.
Which she does appear in the first issue of that. As well as your not favorite twins.
Marala.
Yes. Zine and...
I called her my last name.
Yeah, it's Zine Marala and... It begins with an...
The other one.
L? Lula.
Lula, yep.
I told you I can figure it out.
We just processed of elimination.
So Zine,
I'm like, I know there are these three.
I think Phase 3 High Republic Adventures is going to go back to focusing on them because it makes sense to go back to focus on them and figure out what the fuck happened to them because we left off with some big ass cliffhangers for them.
Yeah.
And hopefully Crix is dead because fuck Crix.
Okay, I don't want him to die, but
yeah, you do.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, you do. He deserves it.
Fuck you, kid. But also, I don't want you to die because you're a child.
Is he
an idiot.
Is he still a child at the end of Phase 1?
They're all still a bunch of kids.
Are they? I thought they're 18. No, they're what, 16 still, I guess, then?
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I guess, yeah. I thought they were older for some reason.
Bunch of stupid idiot kids trying to save the galaxy.
Although our other favorite Jedi who will be in The Acolyte is 18 by the end of Phase 1.
Good luck, kids. You're going to need it because things are going to get real bad.
So,
oh, man.
But yeah.
So, eventually, other Jedi who are not Sav's current master show up
along with some, like, pirate reinforcements.
Yeah.
And Pirate Hunter has also brought some Pirate Hunter, like, that are willing to work with the pirates. Basically, they call in everybody that's, like, they have, like, a full-on Avengers moment where they're like, oh, yeah, we're all working together.
Yay. Because fuck you, Takodana is our neighborhood.
Exactly. It's the New Yorker moment from every Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Fuck you. This is our New York, motherfucker.
Yeah. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Beat your ass.
Well, I was doing the Green Goblin where they're throwing the shit at Green Goblin. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Also, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is a lot different in tone than
any other
Spider-Man.
I'd say every Spider-Man has a different tone.
Where I'm like, that the people of New York at that time are a lot different.
Well, it's also probably a big thing that like contributes to the very much New York pride is post 9/11.
It's immediate,
like
where it's like a lot of as opposed to like Andrew Garfield and the other one,
Tom
Holland, him.
Yeah, because I
was struggling for a second.
Well, because once again, Tobey Maguire is like literally right after. Like, I don't think it was planned to be.
It just happened.
Like, yeah, because the first one was 2002, which means they were filming before 9/11 happened. To the point that we know that there was an ad that had the Twin Towers in it that they had to stop airing for obvious reasons. Because it's the one where Spider-Man makes the web using the towers as like and captures a helicopter with terrorists in it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Not there's a reason that one stopped airing. So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the timing of that one was not great.
No, that didn't age well at all.
So they immediately were like, yeah, we can't air that one anymore. So I think the first film was a coincidence.
Yeah.
But the other ones are very much like, we're like, because it's so close to just after 9. Like,
Yeah.
because the second one is 2004.
Mhm.
No. Yeah, because it's 2002, 2004, 2007.
Yeah, I think so.
And so,
Well, like,
that's all within a decade. Like, it's not even a decade away
Yeah.
from 9/11.
I haven't seen
So they are very...
most of the other Spider-Man movies, but I never get the sense that, like...
You don't get that same New York pride. It's not like that. And
the sense of, like, people in New York care about each other
You
from the rest
kinda-
of them.
I guess you kind of get that. Like, Andrew Garfield gets it in the first film.
Yeah,
But
after that, it kind of dies off.
Because the first film is still... Because the first film was 2012 for Garfield, because it's The Amazing Spider-Man 2012, and that is still, like, it's just out of a decade away from the event, so it's still, like, fresh enough, but it's not the same, like, level of pride. Like, it's literally, Spider-Man helps this kid who, of a construction worker, so they don't fall off a bridge. And then later at the end of the film, the construction worker and his buddies set up their like little like construction things, so that way they line up perfectly for him to swing off of to get to the final fight. So it's not the same level.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's like we're gonna throw stuff at this supervillain from a bridge.
And then the second one is we're gonna literally stand in Doc Ock's way.
Yeah,
to protect you. And then the third one, I don't know if the third one.
I don't think the third one has it. But that one also makes sense because it's a little bit darker. I say with air quotes because it's still very goofy. It's 2000s kind of like dark, where it's kind of goofy if you.
This has become a Spider-Man podcast. Where's Harith? Where's Harith when we need him? Because he's a big Spider-Man fan.
Also,
but no. So the third one. So here's the problem with the third one.
Peter is a savage in the third one.
Here's the problem with the third one. Sam Raimi, and I like all Spider-Man films. Mm-hmm. The problem with the third one is Sam Raimi is very much trying to do Golden Age Spider-Man, which is like the first 30 or so issue. Like it's the pre-high school. It's the high school and early college years of Peter, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the maybe first 30 to 50. I know the first 30 I think is all the high school. Peter is not in high school that long, by the way, in Spider-Man comics, despite how often we throw him back to high school.
Yeah.
He's only in there for 30 issues. I would know I have those 30 issues. And I've read them all. Not bad comics. They definitely aged. We're talking about comics. We're talking about comics from the 60s, the 70s.
So some things may have changed.
Peter is still consistently very quick at the mouth, though, back then even. Like, he mouth talks flashback a good bit in the comics. It's like,
oh, you never wondered why I was beating your ass.
Like,
you tried not saying smart.
Like, Pete is quick on the wit. He also gets into a lot of fights with Flash that end up with him going, yeah, I gotta lose on purpose, because if I don't...
if I don't, they'll know.
Because another thing is Spider-Man is purposefully holding back all the time.
All the time.
He has the Superman effect of, I gotta not go my full force.
Because if I do, they'll just die.
Yeah. But yeah, so the third one is weird because he's trying to do that Golden Age to Silver Age Spider-Man. But the problem is we're getting late Silver Age villain with Venom because we're getting that 90s Silver to Bronze Age character.
Yeah.
And so you're throwing...
This is a really weird effect.
Yeah. And so we get Golden Age Peter who's goofy and nerdy, but wearing the Venom suit, which is why we get the emo Spidey dance. Because that is how that version of Spidey would have reacted to having the Venom suit.
Oh, man.
And he does get his moments of darker where he, beats MJ. Which is wild. It's very Hank Pym slapping Janet.
If I'm remembering correctly, he's going in to fight a different person.
No.
And then MJ...
the reason he slaps MJ in the movie is because he's on the date with Gwen.
Is that it?
He's on the date with Gwen to make MJ jealous.
Yeah, no, that's it. I think the waiter says
the waiter.
Smart shit.
Yeah,
and then MJ...
Well, the waiter's trying to get him out because he's
He's being an asshole.
Yeah, because he stole the show from her because it was her
debut.
Yeah, because she's not debut. She's no
Not
longer
debut,
because
but she's
she
looking for new
she
work.
lost her Broadway job.
Yeah.
Which she tried to tell Peter, but Peter just was self-absorbed.
Fuck it.
And so she goes to work at this club, at this coffee house, and basically works open mic. Like, she works as a waitress for the most part. That's how she actually gets her money. But they allow her to do open mic as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think she gets paid for that part. I think she's paid the waitress pay, which makes that so much worse. But also, it's very New York. And so
I think when we get the chance, we should just watch the Spider-Man
We talked
films.
about doing a Marvel podcast at a certain point because Ethan wanted to do one.
I remember they did, yeah.
But he didn't like my pitch of it that we had to do every Marvel project because there were certain ones that he just wanted to skip entirely. And I'm just like, no, if we're doing a Marvel,
you have to do them all. You don't get to pick and choose.
Yeah, we got to talk about Inhumans along with the Iron Mans. But yeah, anyways, yeah. So he steals the show because he starts singing, and then he does a dance with Gwen, which takes away from MJ, which makes her feel even more like shit.
Yeah.
And then the waiter's like, "Hey, buddy, you got to get out of here. You caused the scene."
And he's like, "Well, why?"
And
then MJ,
as he's pulling him away,
yeah, my thing is, I'm like, no, he's going to beat the shit out of the waiter, and MJ is like, hey man, could you not? And that's when it happens, and I'm like,
and it's fucked up either way.
It's fucked up. I think that's when he's realizing
that's his. I've gone too far, because then we get the cathedral scene, which is honestly such great. If there's anything we can talk about Spider-Man 3 that's positive, cinematography and music.
Yeah.
Because the Venom trumpets, that is amazing. Okay, I don't care who you are. And then on top of that, the cinematography, because I think that shot of him hanging from the cathedral is iconic. Because they used it as the poster, and then it's an iconic imagery. And so, anyways, back to our Star Wars show. Yeah. We'll make a Marvel thing at some point. We've got a few shows that we want to do, but
so here is last night while we were talking about it.
Yeah,
because we made some stuff last night. Don't worry about it. You'll see it later. That's my preview. That's all the information you get. I was thinking about it. I was like, I prefer Sav Maligan this.
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, people are going to be mad. And I was thinking about why I prefer, seeing this snippet of their life.
It's because you get more information about her, for one.
But also, I was like...
you kind of looking back.
I'm like, yeah, we don't see much of Sav's personality. They basically just have a bunch of cool moments, but we never get any, internal monologue to figure things out.
Sav's a cool badass, and also a bit of a curmudgeon, but that's all we really get.
That's all we get.
I think we're going to get a lot more in Phase 3.
Yeah.
Because I think Phase 2 sets up a lot of information, and I think knowing that we get this. But anyways...
This helps Sav retroactively for me.
And in a way, on top of that, so going back to the main point, because we talked Spider-Man and the New Yorker moment, which is what led us to that tangent. The Jedi and everybody on Takodana have their moment. And then after Sav kicks Dank Grak leader's ass, Dank Grak is about to pull some "you beat me" secretly pulling knife. Yeah, he's about to pull that shit.
He's the bitch dagger.
Yeah, the bitch dagger. He's about to pull some of that
every
shit.
villain has a bitch dagger.
Yeah, he's about to pull that shit when...
It may not always be an actual dagger, but it's the "I surrender, sucker."
When, out of the blue, it turns out one of his pirate crew survived, which is where he thinks his bitch dagger is, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, you thought you beat me, but one of my pirates still made it. It's crazy whatever.
Yeah.
I forget their name. Their fake name. Because it turns out they are not who they claim to be. It turns out that person has been arrested for like months.
Yep.
It turns out it is actually our good friend from the Clone Wars, Master Sanube.
Terra Sanube.
Terra Sanube, yeah, Master Sanube. I knew.
And the great moment of, oh, you've got my secret stabbing thing? Yep. You're under arrest.
Yeah,
I got it right here.
Yeah,
It's called
Double Cross.
Yep.
And we learned that throughout the entire High Republic Adventures comic, Terra Sanube has been undercover as well.
Yeah.
And so he actually, and that's when Sav's master calls in to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we couldn't send anybody." Yeah. And Terra Sanube's like, "Shame on you, you motherfucker!
You suck." In an official,
because
more official wording.
Because Terra Sanube is still a Jedi master.
Yeah.
He still has some class.
Yeah.
While wearing face makeup that makes him look like a clown.
The best.
I love Terra Sanube, though. That man is slow, but he'll catch up with you.
He'll get you.
He's like a turtle.
He's just an immortal turtle chasing after criminals.
He's kind of the turtle master of the, like, if we want to go like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Except not as pervy.
Yeah.
Roshi's kind of...
Roshi is definitely, like...
Yeah. He's the pervy master trope.
Yep.
But yeah. So yeah,
also,
we get the awesome Terra Sanube cameo.
Yeah. Also...
Which reminds you that Terra Sanube is old as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's old even in this.
After the polite chew out of his master... of Sav's master.
Yeah.
The great realization of
we need to rebuild the Jedi Temple.
We need to rebuild the Jedi Temple. Also,
which is the second time in High Republic Adventures the Jedi Temple gets fucked.
Also, Sav has the moment of being like, "Oh man, it's crazy how my undercover lie was that I killed you and took your lightsaber."
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right, and that's the tie-in and that's why they were like, "Oh yeah, Terra Sanube's probably dead because we got no evidence." Like,
yeah, we've got no evidence. Meanwhile, Sav knows that's a lie because she's also been fed a different lie, which is that Terra Sanube is convalescing over at a different location,
which gives her the ability to make that lie up.
Yeah,
and so like it all just feeds into itself, and it's great. But yeah, that's basically the High Republic Adventures Phase 2, Volume 2. I mean, we end with a happy enough ending. All the pirates are happy, or the good pirates.
The good pirates are happy.
And then, I mean, they still have a lot of bad shit going on because the Battle of Jeddah and
the Battle of Jeddah just happened,
and Dalna is also like starting. Kind of.
The Night of Sorrows is starting on Dalna.
Yeah. So, yeah, but they don't have to deal with that in High Republic Adventures. They're like, yeah, we're done.
Yep. Nope.
And basically, Maz, because one of the main themes is Sav is trying to figure out what.
Do I want to be a pirate? Do I want to be a Jedi?
Do I want to be
neither? Am I good at either of them?
And basically, her and Maz have a heart-to-heart.
She's like, don't worry about it, kid. You've got this.
Yeah, live your life. Just do both.
Just do both.
Be both.
It's like, you can.
And that's basically what...
That's basically how it ends.
And I think that's exactly... I mean, that explains the friendship with Sav and Maz over the years, and why in Phase 1 of the High Republic Adventures, we see that they're so close, and I think that, yeah, Sav basically went the half rogue, half Jedi. Did some multi-classing.
Yeah, she did.
I like this comic.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the end of our Phase 2 stuff. We are done with Phase 2 entirely.
All right. As an end to, as like a standalone story, I think it does a very good job.
Yeah. I'd give it a strong 8.
Yeah. I'd say 8.5.
Yeah, it's very strong on its own. And of course, I mean, but we're talking about some...
Yeah.
Once again, we always talk about with the High Republic, we're talking about some really good writers. And that's also really good artists.
Yes.
Because without them...
We don't shout them out enough, but they do really good work, too.
Yeah, because without them, the comics would not look as good as they are. and we wouldn't get as many awesome like screen grabs that we sometimes do. We didn't do any this week, but it's a shorter episode this week. Once again, there wasn't a lot of news and not a lot for us to talk about. Even with our tangent, we're under an hour.
Yeah.
And we also started late because I was trying to get some other videos done. But thank you all for watching today's episode of Escape Reality Star Wars Talk. I've been your host, Caleb. Be sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe to us. You can find us at Escape Reality Films on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. You can also show your support for us by joining our Patreon, which is at Escape Reality Films. Shout out to Jennifer Brantley.
Yo.
There you can watch our YouTube content before it's publicly available. So if you want to watch sessions of my Dungeons & Dragons Acquisitions Incorporated campaign before anyone else, which currently you can watch session 5 ahead of everyone, that's how you can do it for $5 a month. I also plan to try and get a new D&D campaign that was recorded last night on the Patreon either today or tomorrow. I'm going to try to get that up there. You can also find me on Twitter at EscapeReality94 and Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Caleb.Lockwood, throwing to Seth's plugs.
You can catch me and some friends of ours every Sunday from 5 to 7 Central Standard Time over on Trials of Naboo, where, boy oh boy, nobody in Picari escaped death at the hands of a god. Narrowly, but they succeeded. Meanwhile, Simon and Mana are figuring out what the fuck to do with this assassin lady when there's a cleric just hanging out in this weird double-decker carriage thing we got going on, and how to do it quietly and then get the fuck out. Meanwhile, Nissa, Dobat, and Adarpi are harassing local politicians in the city of Arun, and also causing more problems. Because there's a bit of an inheritance feud going on.
Okay. So
they're working on it.
So we got a few plots going on.
Yep.
All right. And once again, remind them where they can...
At the Steam Dungeon. Sundays, 5 to 7 Central Standard Time.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
There we go. Once again, thank you all for watching. Join us next week as we talk about our final official topic of the season with Darth Maul 2017. And that, like I said, that's the final official topic for the season. And then we'll have a special episode for the season wrapper. But I've spoken.
Y'all have a good one.